Welcome to the Thin Blue Line Outdoors Podcast.
This pig came bottling.
Just ended up puking last night. It sucked.
Whoa! Ah! We gut it, we wrap it in tinfoil, throw it over the fire.
All right, everyone, Cody Johnson here with the Thin Blue Line Outdoors. I do not remember what number this is. I know we've been doing really good with the podcast here lately. Deer season's here. We are starting to have some success. I know I was very fortunate. I was able to harvest a doe a couple of days ago, and I just got a text from another team member who's hunting public land. Says he's got a doe down. I haven't seen the picture yet, so hopefully during this podcast I get a text with a picture saying he's got a doe. So, but I'm really excited about this one. So Anthony here, we met over the summertime. I felt like we really hit it off right away. Just over hunting, archery, and especially he's got a very interesting black bear issue that we definitely want to talk about. But yeah, we met at a HHA USA event with Chris. And I think I can speak for Anthony here. We have nothing but good things to say about HHA and Chris Ham. Great people around. I went to 2 events this year. I went to the HHA factory one, and then I think that was Mission 38, and then I went to the Vortex one too. And again, everybody I involved, I mean, everybody I met were just great people. Truly, respect to the outdoors, archery, first responders, veterans, and honestly, it was just good to be around all those good people. And, I met Anthony there, and we hit it off right away. I know he's had some luck this deer season, and, we're going to take it away from there. I'm going to let Anthony introduce himself, and we're going to deep dive in this conversation. So go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, I'm Anthony DelVecchio, and then Cody in Wisconsin. And, again, that was absolutely awesome. I'm sad. I was sad when I left that it was such a great event. I still talk to a lot of guys from that. Mm-hmm. It's really been uplifting for me. But I started bow hunting in 1989, so I've been at this for quite a while. Taken a lot of whitetail deer. But yeah, I started bow hunting in '89. I joined the Air Force I went away to basic training in 1994, right after my 18th birthday, right after graduation. So went away to basic training, did firefighting. And then as you go up through the ranks, I had to switch to another job that wasn't as fun as that. But I learned a lot, got a lot of experience, life experience, military family, my dad, my daughter, grandpa, my brothers, everybody served between the Army, Air Force, Marines, Navy, now my godson's in the Coast Guard. So we're covering it all. Then I went to police academy. I did part-time academy, I think in 1995. So that was because they stretched it out. I want to say that was 9 months long. So I did that. That was Zone 14 Academy. Became a police officer. So I had a couple jobs as a deputy in a village PD, and then I ended up working for the state. And I retired a little over 25 years, a couple of years ago. So that's been good.
Yep.
So now I have a pension. Now I get to do stuff for fun like hunting, and I work actually at a racetrack here in Connecticut. I'm from upstate New York, retired, moved here, and I actually work as a firefighter at a local racetrack here. Does NASCAR and other types of races, so it's pretty cool. So,
do you feel like you've betrayed, being a firefighter, leaving the police side? No, just joking.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because I've done the volunteer thing forever. So I was a volunteer chief, and I did. I was scuba diving instructor the whole night, flying airplanes. I've had a whole plethora of stuff behind my my almost 50 years of life now. So.
Yep. No, I mean, I think I said this when I met you, but obviously thank you for your service and all that jazz for both the, public side of it that comes to the law enforcement and firefighter, and then obviously overseas military. I know I don't know if you've seen any of our social media. We're doing a bet or a challenge right now with a group of firefighters, Ridge Hunter Outdoors, and we're trying to see who, as the team members, who kills the highest average buck score, essentially.
Oh, nice.
So it's fun.
I've probably seen it on there.
We met them a few years ago, and we've been talking crap to each other for years now, just in a good natured way, you know. And
they do that stuff up here. They do FDNY. My brother was in the New York City Fire Department actually during 9/11, so that's very part of my heart too. We were my family was there, right there, at that time. So but they do the firefighter cops. They go skiing and they do hockey. They do all sorts of stuff against one another. That's pretty cool.
That's awesome. So you've been retired now for a few years from at least the law enforcement side.
Yeah.
How is it being retired?
It's nice not having to. I've been wearing a uniform since my 18th birthday. I mean,
yeah.
I've never had to buy any clothes for work.
Yep.
Now I'm back in a uniform again, but it's all right, but it's at my, my leisure. So I make my schedule. So it's what fits, especially during hunting season. What I work like 6 to 2, a couple days a week. So the afternoons and then once the time changes, it's going to even, I'll make sure that I'm in the tree by 2:30, late. So, it's good.
No, that's great. I don't blame you one bit at all. I know, like my father, he's a retired correctional guard, but he still works part-time for a couple of things. And I know like he'll work a lot of hours during the non-hunting season, but he flat out tells all his employers know, because he's got 2 different things he does. He knows like, hey, we got to use him right now, because once October, November gets here, he ain't gonna be answering his phone. So
the new wife realizes too so now in Connecticut, so turkey season starts in April.
Okay.
So all of April is pretty much April. So here, April is Connecticut. May 1st is New York. So I hunt both states, and then I try to get to Mass.
Yeah.
So pretty much there's 2 months again. So that's shot, and then there's the summer, which we do stuff, and then I'm like literally in July, I'm pretty much hanging cameras or changing batteries, because I run a lot of cameras. So I'm already like out doing stuff. So, and then once September 15th comes, it's until December 31st. It's pretty much a wrap,
Which I want to give you a kudos about and talk about. So I know it sounds like you're ate up with the hunting bug, just like I am. And I know when I was posting stuff about in July being out in the hot, in the heat, hanging stands and stuff, most of the social media feed, at least of my local friends and teammates, a lot of people are like, man, it's too hot to be doing that. But I'd be funny. It'd be a couple times I'd be like, man, it's hot. I'm hanging a tree stand. I'd get on Instagram. I'd see, Anthony was doing the same thing today. And I know.
What are you going to do? I mean, I got to get it done. I'm running, here, it's different for me here. Back home, New York. So I had a farm. I leased a farm for 30-something years. I had that farm patterned, pretty well. It was, a lot of ag. So you could spotlight there, which we really, when I was younger, we did that, but I would glass right at last light, from the road when I worked patrol. That's what I did. You know what I mean? I was always there.
I'm with you there. Yep.
Yeah. So, I could pattern the deer. Now I live in a mountain. So now I'm boots on the ground. I'm up tomorrow. The whole day is going to be scouting. It's going to pour here. So I'm going to be it's going to pour. So when it pours, I'm in the woods Today I had a 2 hour break. I have a ton of big bucks on camera, but there's a place I'm like, I'm going to wait until I get this one deer on camera. I got him on camera. I saw he made scrapes. Well, I hung out at my taxidermist today. I have a life-size bear coming that I got in New York last year. So
Awesome.
wanted to square up with some money, type deal.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so my buddy's like, hey, a deer came from, this is the truth. He goes, a deer came from your neck of the woods. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't want to, I guess I'm getting kind of territorial because I spend so much time in the woods. I don't want to say the deer are mine, but I do pass deer. I name deer, which I know people are against naming deer, but I find something on them that reminds me, so I know if I see, you know what I mean, type deal the next year.
100%.
So either way, there was a nice wide 8-pointer, and he was big bodied deer. He was all of 4.5 years old, and I looked down on the floor, and he had the distinct right antler that had a start and a drop line. I'm like, talk about wind out of my sails.
Yeah.
I don't own the deer, but I'm like, I'm in the woods. Like I'm running 50 cameras, and I've never seen a person. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, where is this person? So I find out it's at the end of my road. It's 250 yards away from here. And I'm like, I guess that guy traditionally hunts, whatever. That's fine. Whatever. It's fine. It's cool. But it's like, at least now I know I'm not going after a deer that's not.
Yeah, I'd rather the not knowing sucks a lot of times.
Yeah. Yeah. But that was that. But either way, I did go in that section of woods. There was new sign. I did hang a set. But I'm not sure again when I have so many sets that it's all about the wind. It's how I get in and how I can get out. Type deal.
No, I think that's awesome because I know I have multiple team members and I got people from all levels where we got some guys, I would say myself, been hunting for years, focusing on big deer, hunting wind, multiple stand setups for the wind direction. But I got guys from, hey man, they've only been hunting for a year or two and they just want to shoot something brown. So it's all levels. So it's kind of good. It's kind of good for people to see, I think, both sides of everything.
You have to you have to get the experience. You can't I listen to some podcasts and I laugh because I'm getting up there. Stan Potts and Barry Wenzel. These are people that are my, these are people that were, I had the first, I'm literally friends with Barry Wenzel. He's just a hero to me, and I listen to stuff and, people are saying, well, I'm going to hold out for a Pope and Young buck. And I'm listening to how many deer have you shot? Well, I've never shot one. Well, you're going to be waiting.
Yep.
Or you're going to be waiting a long time, or you're not going to have that. It's not about that. It's, I have a buddy literally right here. He's like, I want to get into bow hunting. So I have a really awesome pro shop. I brought him there. There was a ready to shoot bow, not a, high end bow, but we got him shooting. He's perfect at the 30 yards. I mean, really good. Sat a couple times. Didn't see anything. I moved his stand with him. Last week I went to a different spot. He says, I'm going to go. There's really bad cell service here. So I got into my garage and my phone was blown up. He shot a huge doe and he was beyond and I was happier than because I got, he comes here, he shoots. Then he's like, dude, this is the most personal thing I've ever. He goes, the gun is so I barely gun hunt and not against it, but I mean, I love being there. Just it's a game changer. Even my kids, my son passed up a 9-pointer opening day of October 1st in New York. I had shot a doe, and he sends me a picture. And I'm like, "What are you doing, man?" I said, "You work full time now. You have limited days." I said, "That's a good buck." He's like, "Well, it was the first day." I'm like, "Okay," but that's what he's already doing. But he's shot, 6 or 7 bucks already.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and he wants to do what he wants to do, and I'm not gonna, so he's letting deer go. But the person that hasn't gotten any time in, shoot some deer. You know what I mean?
Yep, I'm with you. I think reps. It's all about the reps.
Yeah.
I
That's like one of
know.
my man.
Yeah, I know. We've been doing it for 4 years now. We take some new first responders with us to Texas every year to go
Yeah.
hog hunting, and that's what I'll tell them. If they're struggling with a certain weapon type, say they got, usually it's archery, but every now and then we even had some guys like show up with a handgun because they want to shoot a deer eventually with a handgun or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, listen, man, going to Texas to hunt hogs is a perfect opportunity to get reps with whatever that weapon type is.
Oh, absolutely.
And the way we do it, I mean, if you miss, who cares? Another one's coming. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like you're going to get another chance. Yeah. And but yeah,
I was stationed in San Antonio, and I said, I got to go back there. Yeah, that was like the big buck mecca. Like, just so much game. Yep. Yeah. I never went back, though.
Yep. Well, if you ever want to go hog hunting, I got a good spot for you. I can send you the info. Yeah, man. But anyway, I want to talk about getting into deer season. I know it sounds like you've had some success. I would like you, if you don't mind, if you want to break down your 3 successful hunts.
Okay, so opening day in Connecticut was September 15th. So I'm kind of new to the video, the self-filming. So I'm trying to film everything.
It's a whole new game.
It's a whole new game.
Yep.
So I went to a spot. They all have good bucks, but I'm like, we can shoot quite a few deer here. So I want the meat. It's we eat all of it. So I went to a spot, and the wind was perfect, and I was running the video recorder, and all of a sudden I seen legs come out, and it came out perfect, and I was fidgeting with the camera, and the deer ended up getting by the opening, and they fed off, and I was like, well, I guess this is going to be camera hunting,
Yep.
So in the afternoon, I got in early. Actually, I looked at old camera footage in the Browning trail cams I had out, and I was like, there was some does hitting the acorn. We have a bumper crop of acorns. It's like walking on marbles here. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
So there's acorns everywhere. So I'm like, I'm gonna go on this acorn flat. I had a set hung, and I get in there early, and this place also has a problem with bears. So the bears have been messing the deer up. So I'm like, it's a hit or miss. If I see something. So I was there maybe an hour. I on the cameras it was saying they were there like at 5:15, and I'm telling you, it was pretty spot on. I looked, I could see legs coming through, the oaks, and either way, I got it on video. I think there was 3 or 4 nice does, and one came out 25 yards, perfect, eating acorns, and I shot her. She ran off and actually came back and died almost at the base of the tree.
That's nice.
All on camera. She fell down into a creek bed.
Yep.
And there's a big 10-pointer there, and he had been there the day before, and I was like, ooh, did I make a mistake? But I'm like, shooting a deer this early. Either way, I got her out of there early, and that was the first one, so that was a good hunt. Then I hunted a few times. My buddy got a deer. I passed up a few small bucks. A few more does I passed up. Then I waited for New York because that was October 1st. I went over there, hunted on my dad's property, and there's 2 nanny does that had been there forever. And I'm like, I actually targeted does. It's funny. They had distinct patches on their bodies. There was a couple bucks, but I'm like, I want one of these does. So early in the morning, I look to my left, completely opposite way again. I look over my shoulder, and through the pines, the deer was going into the acorns, coming out of a meadow. And I was like, oh, that's one of the old does. So on the video, I started videoing out perfect, and shot her, quartering away. She ran. My son was hunting, so he came and we did the recovery on that. It was awesome.
Yep, I saw that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one was a couple days ago. That was here. So I have a mountain right here behind my house, and it's about a mile back. So it's. I bring the quad. I park the quad, and then I have about it's maybe 750 yards of walking around about, and then into the hardwoods, and I'm going up benches. So I'm like on the third bench, and again I have a stand set for a certain wind. I haven't hunted that. There's scrapes. There's a couple giant bucks there, and there's a lot of does. And this place has got more acorns than you can imagine. So I get in there, perfect, and I happen to hear a twig snap amongst all the acorns falling, and I look. I'm thinking the deer are going to be coming down in front of me. Again, the wind's blowing this way. They come off the top, literally. So I stand up, I get the camera going, and these matriarch does are the smartest in the woods. So they live there, you know what I mean? So I hadn't been there, and normally the first sit is the best sit. So I'm filming a couple young, smaller ones come down, and there's two big ones in the back. And the one big one gets to, she's 22 yards, but I'm up probably 20 feet, and the canopy's there, and the other ones are feeding perfect, and she's walking perfect, and there's an opening where she can see up, but just out of her, not like she's looking, she stops and literally turns and looks directly at me. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So the whole wood freeze. And I have a saying that you probably heard, if they blow, they go. Well, you see on the video, the deer runs right underneath me because the wind was right. They just knew something wasn't. Well, they didn't go the one didn't go the right direction and ran right underneath me. And it was not a giant doe, but it was a good one. And I put a mega meat through that one. And the problem is I'm colorblind. I didn't mention that, so I can't see blood.
That makes it tough.
Yeah, so I have to, like, tonight. I could have shot a deer tonight. I wouldn't have been on the podcast because I would have had to get somebody unless I see them go down. So I shot this deer the other night, and she was quartering towards me, but I replayed the footage, which was nice now. I was like, oh, man, I shot her right through the heart. And it actually went through her and out her hand, her back leg, with a mega.
That'll do it.
Watch the video. I saw her fall. I walked right by her, didn't see her. I ended up getting my buddy, and he found one drop of blood. He's like, the deer's right there. I'm like, I don't see what you can see. And that's why it's a little difficult, but that was, the kills that I had. And then tonight I had a good hunt, saw a lot of deer. And then when I left, I pulled the card, and before we got on, the big buck I wanted, I call Tank, he was there last night. So he shows up. I left at dark. He shows up he's been showing up 7:30 every night. So I'm gonna put a camera out tomorrow and face actually the ag field. And I'm gonna see if I can get him see if I can get closer to the,
his
Because
bed.
he's
Yeah.
just getting to me when it's dark,
Yeah.
or that was the first sit though. So I
Sure.
could have shot a deer in the first sit, but I didn't want to. I'm glad I didn't blow that. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, you're in the game. That's the good thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Yep.
still, like I said, it's been a little bit of a challenge here because it's a different kind of hunting. It's big woods.
Yep.
So I'm learning all the pinches and draws, and
hmm
that's what I did today. I literally walked and I said, I'm going to think. I thought back to my roots of how I was taught, and I was like, I'm going to think like a buck, and I did. And I got on to a rub line, and I
Yep.
found scrapes, and it's completely off to where the does walk, and I got into it, and I'm like, all right, this is it. I got up, and I'm gonna I put two cameras on a little opening on a fresh scrape, hung the stand. It's a little. It's probably 40 yards to the scrape, but it's out of the way type deal. So even
Yep.
if we'll see even if I do gun hunt, or if those are chasing, it's a big wood lot.
Yep.
But I didn't want to be on top of them this time. Just
Mhm.
too many eyes or whatever.
Yep.
So
Understandable. What's the temperature there right now?
today it was in the mid 70s.
Really?
It was hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But the deer forecast the last 2 days has been excellent, and the deer have been out.
Yeah.
Tomorrow it's gonna, and then also because tonight it's gonna rain. There's a front coming in, so
That front just hit us last night, so
Okay.
I know. Yep. Today was the start of a decent cold front. Tomorrow will be peak cold front, and then for us Thursday will be okay. But I know that's why I think I don't know. I haven't got a picture yet, but like I said, I'm waiting a picture. One guy was hunting today. I think he got a doe, but no. So how many? Do you have a goal in mind? Like how many deer you're trying to get a year?
So I like to get, I would say, how many did I get last year? I did not shoot a buck last year. I passed them all.
Yeah.
It's the first time in my life.
There you go.
I had a lot of opportunities, and the buck that I really wanted, I prayed to God. I said, let me see him. And God let me see him. He walked underneath my tree stand, and I was away. I was in muzzleloader, and he walked directly underneath my tree stand. And then I saw him.
Yep.
And then I had a hang fire with a muzzleloader on my number 2 buck, and it wasn't meant to be. I had the deer dead. The deer came out perfect. I had the deer already on the wall mounted.
Yep.
It was my heart rate went down with the gun again. Like I said, it was a muzzleloader, but 72 yards. Deer's shoulder was stretched forward. It was like out of a movie, and it went. Literally, there was a little bit of snow on the ground. It literally hung up, and the saddle went like this right into the snow, and a cloud of smoke went. Deer picked its head up, looked away, and just walked off.
Not meant
But
to
that
be.
deer this year is
Bigger.
big. But I got sidetracked. What was your?
So, how many deer do you try to get a year?
Oh.
Because I'm assuming you eat a lot of deer. I know I do.
Yeah. So I think I got 5. I had 5 in the freezer last year, all gone, and then I had the bear, and everything's gone.
Yeah.
So I got 3 this year. One's in the cooler, I debone everything, and I just actually got the Bearded Butcher's sausage mix. I'm gonna make my own. I normally make it myself, but I'm gonna give it a try.
Yep.
So I'm gonna do that tomorrow morning. I'm gonna grind that deer and make it into bulk sausage to burger. I like to, like I said, I like to get at least 5. When I was in New York, I had farm tags. I'd shoot 14 or 15 deer a year, and they'd be gone by March.
Really?
Like we ate them. Yeah.
Yep.
And then sharing them with people and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
So
yep.
I will not kill it unless and I've been actually using all of the deer, like as I'm getting older, I don't like the waste stuff. I've been eating all the hearts. I don't like the liver, but I've been taking the rib meat out, donating the ribs to our firehouse. So we have we have a nice dinner. This guy makes this brine, and all the ribs are just phenomenal.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I usually just trim the ribs and throw it in the grind pile. So I'll have to keep that in mind, give that a try.
Yeah, he used a chop saw, and it's unbelievable. People come just for the ribs. The deer
Okay,
ribs.
I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah, even the shoulders. I throw the shoulders now in crock pot, and I make like a blade roast.
Yep.
The neck, like
Yep.
I used to, as younger.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
The neck roast. That's my favorite.
So good, so good. Yeah,
Yep.
but yeah, I've been using I've been trying to get really good because it's something God gave us, so it's I use it.
Yep. Nope. I'm with you. So I know I'm usually I got a young family. I got to get usually a minimal of 3 deer a year just to keep the freezer stocked. Obviously more is better, but luckily, I get some more meat. Usually we do some different trips, and like you said, bear meat. We eat a lot of bear meat here. So that's always good. So speaking of bears, I know when we first met in Wisconsin, that was something that I think we hit it off right away was black bear. If everybody who watches the brand or listens to the podcast probably knows that we're pretty big bear hunters here. We like to go to Canada all the time. Is usually where we go. But I'm always interested to hear about other people hunting black bears because I think I love watching them. I love hunting them. I think the meat's really good. But you have an interesting take on black bears, I think, with your guys' situation in your states. And you get a little bit of both being the New York and Connecticut side. So I guess if you just want to explain to the people just kind of your bear situation going on there, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. So obviously in New York, we're allowed to hunt them and they're managed pretty well. So then I moved here to Connecticut and there's no bear season. So there's more bears here than I think there are deer. On my property alone, or running cameras in say 1 square mile, I'm up to over, let's see, last year there's over 24 bears within, you can't see it. I mean, within a mile and a half radius here. And they're all different bears. Like they hit all my cameras. They're destroying my cameras. The sows are having 2 cubs to 3. I saw 4 this year.
That's impressive. I think that's pretty rare. Everything I know about bears,
Yeah, I mean, it's just they have nothing bothers them here. You know what I mean? So I used to do taxidermy. I did it for over 20 years, and I aged some bears. And the oldest bear that I ever mounted was 27 and a half years old and got shot with a bow. So these bears are living. Unless I try to explain to people here, and it's hard to explain to some people that are have different views. But I'm like, these deer are dying of disease and getting hit by cars. There's nothing, or actually losing their teeth where they can't use them. And then it's a miserable death. And they're like, oh, that really happens? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what else is going to take them? So I try to, the biologists know that, the DC officers know, they know the deal. But the problem is, like, the bears here, I talked to one biologist. He says they have 4 generations minimum of every Monday is supper every Monday because it's garbage day.
Yep.
So at my house alone, you'll see me post all these bears. They literally, so Monday's garbage day. So now we can't even put our garbage out. We have to walk it out and wait for the garbage truck because there's a juvenile boar that he just waits literally across the road with his ears sticking up.
Yep.
And as soon as we walk up, he goes into the garbage. It's a nonstop. I can't leave the garage doors open. I have to make sure everything is locked here because they're everywhere. I don't know if you see me shooting my bow this right before the season. There's a bear I call Scarface. He's been here since the whole time. There's giant.
Yep.
He sits on this hill eating acorns, watches me shoot my bow. I mean, you see me, the one spot you see me walk up to the bear last week. I'm bow hunting. I'm literally bow hunting. I'm in the woods. The bear doesn't even bother getting up as it's just pounding acorns. And I walked within 25 yards of it. I mean,
you're a non-threat to them at that. Yep.
Nothing. So that's just a couple instances. You know what I mean? It's crazy. So the other day we did a hanging hunt. Another guy that's actually going to start doing some editing for me, and I wanted to try out a new stand. So we went down the road, and there's a lot of nice state property here. Problem is, I know there's a lot of bears, so it's all berries. So I had just spot marked 4 years ago when I first came here. I had a tree marked because I was all rubbed up, and it was rubbed up again. So I went to that spot, but I go there, I put a stick up, and I hear this like brush breaking. So I have the stick. I literally get on the stick. There's a big. It looked like a boar to me. Literally, it was 20 yards. I just walked next to it. It was in a berry bush. It jumped over the stone wall and then went in between me and the other guy. And he was just on the first stick too, and it ran right next to him. So that's how crazy it is. So he's like, "How late do you want to sit?" You know, he texted me because actually there was like enough service. I said, "How late you want to stay?" And he goes, "Well, let's stay until dark." You know, I said, "Nah." I said, "We have a lot of brush to go through, and it's all berries. You know, those little, you know, that's what they're in." And it's like, I don't feel like messing with. And actually, I texted him. I said, "You know, I don't even want to shoot a doe tonight. It's got to be something worth it." So not that it's not worth it, but you understand.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. So I was going to bring that up. Have you lost any deer to bears? Like they get on it before you can get to it?
I haven't lost any that I've shot.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to a fawn get taken, and I didn't hear coyotes.
Mm-hmm.
So the fawn's carcass was out behind my shed, and then there was bear scat with fur.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that bothered me because I know it's nature. It was literally right here. I could hear the mom blowing. It's horrible.
Yep.
Like it's horrible. Like I kind of walked in the woods, you know, to kind of. I didn't see it, you know, happening, but it's nature. It happens. You know?
Yeah. Is there? I know we talked about this a little bit in Wisconsin. Is there anything legislation like? Is there anything looking like maybe a bear season coming in the future, or still long road?
So I don't want to get into like politics on here, but there's one gentleman that's when you live in a place like this, well, you're in Illinois, so you have Chicago probably dictate everything that you do. So it's the same thing. When I'm in New York City, here it's the people that are by New York City that move to like Greenwich. So and it's the city people that don't know anything about. So there's one guy that's on the legislation for this, and he's been shooting it down. So apparently here, it's not like the majority rules. It's all got to be unanimous.
Yeah.
So it's all. So if there's 6 guys, 5 of them are yes, and then this guy is no every year. So I'm not sure. There's a lot of uproar going on. There's been a lot more bear assaults or mauls occurring. So they're walking in the mall parking lot. They're everywhere. I mean, They're
I don't think people who don't realize if they're not around black bears, they're really like big raccoons. So
yes.
if you live in a city, it's pretty common to see raccoons running around. Well, just imagine that, say, a minimum of 200-pound black bear, let alone it could, get obviously way bigger. I have a hard time keeping raccoons out of my chicken coop, let alone now stop a 300-pound, 400-pound bear getting in my chicken coop. That would be a pain in the butt. And I don't think people realize that a lot of times.
Oh yeah, I have a brand new garage. I have all my hunting stuff's in it, and it was maybe a week old, and went outside. I'm like, what the heck's all over the door? They were trying to get in.
Yep.
It was all the paw prints, and it was all scratched down. The paint was all scratched. Yep. I'm like, wow, it's just crazy. It's crazy. So they're saying possibly next year, because other people people that are in the suburbs are actually complaining more, but we'll see. We'll see what happens,
Yep. So Illinois, and if people are interested in this, the Ridge Hunter guys did a great podcast about it. They could check it out. But Illinois just passed a bill. It's called the Rewilding Act. And obviously we used to have elk, bears, mountain lions, and stuff in Illinois. Back in the early days before Illinois was even a state, and they just passed a bill where they want to introduce black bears, mountain lions, all that good stuff. Yeah, and as much as I love seeing black bears, and I travel all over the country to hunt, and it's always cool to see that stuff. What I'm worried about Illinois is, okay, you're going to bring that stuff in. How are you going to manage it? And because we have not managed our deer herd very well, in my opinion, and we definitely haven't managed our bobcat situation. So when I first started hunting 20 years ago, nobody ever saw bobcat. You would hear like, oh, they're around, whatever. Yeah. But Illinois did they really focused on bringing the bobcats back. Well, they're back now, and
they're all over here.
Yeah, they're back now. Yeah. And if people want to know, man, we're seeing a lot more bobcats, but why is the turkey population down? Well, why are we not seeing any quail anymore, rabbits, all that stuff? Well, why? Because what are you seeing? You see a bunch of bobcats running around, and I'm fine. Like I said, the bobcats are native to this land. I want them to be around, but bobcat populations have gone up, but the tag allocations staying the same for the most part. They're not addressing that. They're not steeping the curve, and as you know. Let's say, just hypothetically, they go, hey, we want to kill 50 bobcats throughout the state of Illinois. We're going to give out 50 tags. Not all 50 hunters are going to be successful. If you're lucky, maybe half will. But so just because you give out that many, it's not going to happen. So what I'm worried.
We can't even shoot them here.
Yeah.
I had a giant tom walk by me. Bow hunt. I'm like, this thing had a mane on it.
Yep.
And I'm like, nope, not here.
Yep. And so that's what I'm worried about is, okay, I see how you're managing some of the stuff we have now. So what are you going to do with black bears? What are you going to do with mountain lions,
Yeah.
And I have a feeling, I guess I don't trust the government. That's my issue. So,
that's mostly, you have a lot of ag though. I mean, are the bears going to do well there?
So I can only speak for like some of the states I know, like in Wisconsin, there's bear hunters. And I mean, I've been told some of those black bears, man, they'll go into a cornfield and just decimate it a lot of times.
Oh, they do. Oh, absolutely. They do that over back home in New York. And they destroy it. I mean, the bears get huge, but they also have mountains.
Yeah, I don't know how it's going to work. I know there's definitely some pockets throughout the state of Illinois where I think you could have a small number of black bear. There's some spots in southern Illinois. There's even some spots where I'm in west central Illinois where I could probably have a low population. But I think what you would see is a lot of, just like it sounds like you're having there is moving into the towns a lot, just like raccoons.
Oh yeah.
And I think it'd be a mess. I really do. But if they just passed it this year, so it's only been a few months. We'll see what the trend's going to be. Maybe we'll have this podcast again in 10 years and be like, it's been terrible, but don't know.
Well, hopefully next year, I can tell you, I got a Boone and Crockett, because the bear here are just ginormous.
Dude, that first year, if they pass it next year, those bears are going to have no idea what's coming. Their very first year it gets passed.
Yeah.
It's going to be kind of chaos.
It's going to be, from what the people are telling me, it's going to be like a lotto, a lottery system. And unfortunately, it's going to be in the area right here where I am, because this is where they let out all the nuisance bears, which we don't need them. Yeah. So there's bears here with tags in it. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff, but I'm like, I'm a deer hunter. I love the bears, but I'm like, there's a lot of good public land right here, but it's kind of landlocked. And if people go, if they do get permission, they have the right to, but it's, I kind of like leaving everything kind of untouched. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But that's,
Nope, understandable, man. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time, but it sounds like I know you got some big bucks to chase still. I know we're early into the season. It's only October 7th, and you already got 3 deer down. I guess, is there anything else you want to talk about before we end this podcast?
Oh, no, man. I'll just, I'll keep you, informed, how it's going. Just, you see my stuff on there, and I'm after a few, like I said, I'm after a few good ones. So, they're one's 5.5, 6.5 years old. So he's, he's probably in the high. It's not Illinois here, but so they don't score as as high, but he's in the high 130s. But he's just an old mature buck, If you look on I just posted a picture of the one I call Tank. You look at his body; he's got a huge dewlap, but he's got no rack. Yeah, I don't know if it's downside, but his body's just huge, and I'd be more than great, blessed to take a deer like that. You know what I mean? That's what I'm looking for. So, we got a lot of season left. I'm just gonna grind it out. It's all about reps. I get out and I get it done, man.
Yep, I think it's all about if people want to hunt big bucks. To me, it's not the score you're chasing; it's the age. That's the way I feel. Because if you can kill a 5 or 6 year old deer where you're at, and say it does only score 130. Okay, you can come here. If you know how to do that there, you can come here and do the same thing. It's just the score is going to be bigger. It's the same deer. It's the same, age structure, just genetics, what's the ag look like, all that good stuff. I'm very fortunate, obviously, living in Illinois when it comes to deer. But, I think it's all about the age when you're big buck hunting,
Oh, yeah. I really got my, this mountain hunting thing is I did the flatland, the farm stuff for my whole life, and swamp bottoms. Now I'm in the woods and learning. It's pretty cool for it's different. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully you catch up with one of those big ones you're chasing, and we'll have to have you come back on and tell the story.
Yeah, man.
So that'd be great. Well, Anthony, I know the main thing I follow you on is Instagram, but if you want to give the people any of your social media, if they want to give you a follow at all, or where they can check you out at.
Yeah. So Instagram is the only account I have. That's Big Buck 12015, and hopefully I'm going to be having a YouTube channel soon. So
there we go.
I'll let everybody know that's in the making now. So so that's where you can find me.
Well, once you get the YouTube channel off, let me know, and I'll share it on all our stuff. I'll have to get you in. We have a private Facebook group only for former or current first responders, or to share hunting stuff, good stuff. Yeah. I'll send you an invite after this, get you in that. It's Facebook. I don't know if you got Facebook.
No, I don't have Facebook.
I got you. Well, if you do get it,
I dropped the Facebook. I think I told you because it was just too many politics back when I was a fire chief, and it was I couldn't believe the the fighting on there, and so I stick with the Instagram just because it's more, to me, it's a little bit more professional and of a platform.
I agree. I got this saying from Joe Rogan on his podcast, but I post and ghost essentially. Well, I'll post our stuff and then I ghost it. Like I don't pay attention to it. I got it out there. Boom. If
I did watch all your when you guys were
in Alaska. Yes,
that was awesome,
dude. Yeah, I'll have to get with you on that. That's hunt of a lifetime, and we got very fortunate, and but it was so much fun. Kyle and I were just talking, who went on the hunt with me. We were just talking about at work today about how he's still recovering from some stuff from that hunt. His feet got extremely cold one day, and I don't think he got frostbite, but he's getting pretty close.
Yeah.
But we were talking about how he's finally feel like his feet are recovering from that, and some of our coworkers like, man, I can't believe you guys did that. And him and I both go, like, we would go back tomorrow if we could. Like,
yeah. I was stationed in Greenland, so North Pole and South Pole. Yeah, they were my duty stations.
Yeah.
So, but I never got to hunt. You know what I mean? But in Greenland, it was beautiful. There was caribou everywhere there.
Yep.
It was nice.
Yeah, we're actually we should get our meat here soon. So we did it's a shipping service. And they actually drive all the meat to the lower 48. And they said sometime after October 6th, being the 7th now, we should get a call about, hey, we're going to be in your neck of the woods on this date and time. So hopefully we ate some when we were up there, but hopefully I'm going to have a freezer full of caribou meat here soon. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Excited.
That's good, man.
Excited for it. But Anthony, again, thank you for yes. So I'm not doing a shoulder mount. I know some people were asking me if I can do that. So I don't know if you watch ever Outdoor Boys on YouTube at all. So they're a big hunting. They're a big camping YouTube channel. He actually ended up retiring. He's got millions of subscribers and all that stuff. Well, I got a 6-year-old daughter who loves his stuff. And a lot of his camping videos are with caribou hides. I don't know where he got the hides from, but he makes blankets out of them essentially. Well, she wants a caribou hide blanket. So I'm gonna get that made with that, and then I'll just do a Euro mount with the skull.
Nice. Yeah.
So that was my plan all along, and luckily, shot a good bull, so that's what we're doing. So I'm happy. I get a Euro mount and stuff, and she's happy. So it's a win-win. Win-win.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Thank you. Congrats on your 3 deer, and also again, I want to thank you for your service, both in the military and the first responder side as well. So I know we need people like you out there, and to all the other first responders, man. I know things are crazy in this country right now, but keep your head on a swivel. Be safe. Have each other's back. And
you guys do that because you're still out there.
Yep. In Illinois, I promise you, the rest of Illinois is not like the Chicago. Some of the stuff going on in Chicago right now. Some of the stuff in Chicago right now is stupid. But I can promise for the rest of Illinois is not that. And again, for all the fellow first responders out there, just keep your head on a swivel, back each other up, and all that good stuff. So, but everybody else, good luck deer hunting this year. Anthony, if you're going to stay on for a second. But other than that, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like and subscribe, and good luck deer hunting.